Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes, wearing a shirt with a K-pop idol on the front. Anyway, I found another LOLcow, and so I wanted you guys to see this video. We're going to react to it. It's I've seen some of it, but anyway.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Ask Anna. Today we are going to be talking about the 4B movement, um, Baroque men, and
I want you guys to guess how old she is. Just, just guess.
how to utilize your sexuality in today's world to get the most of what you want
This is a
and
great role
need
model.
from men. Um, so the first one,
She wants you to use your sexuality to get what you want from men. So she is her goal is to teach girls how to be 304s.
I've been seeing all these videos for the 4B movement, which I'm super excited about. Um, if you are unfamiliar with what that is, it started in, I
Plus,
believe it was Korea, South Korea. And it was just women like choosing their own solitude over being with abusive and toxic men.
um, I don't know what she's talking about in Korea right now. The reason why men and women aren't dating each other is because it costs too much. It's the cost of living is too much, and so dating costs money. Having kids costs money. So people are foregoing relationships, having kids, because just things cost too much, and more people are just staying with their parents longer, or just you know, being single is cheaper. So I don't know why she's bringing Korea into this, and in Korea, feminism. Like the kind of feminism that we have in America, where it's just anti-man, and like even her, she's like, men are toxic, blah blah blah. But here's the thing: you can't put your feminist beliefs on Koreans. It's two completely different cultures, and actually, feminism in Korea is actually looked down upon. Now, everyone has their rights. It's not like the women are allowed to vote there and they get beat. It's just what feminism represents, which is just anti-man. That's why they don't like it, because feminism in America is, well, complete and utter garbage. But anyway, complete and utter garbage.
And I think it's so interesting because it's like a lot of women have the same experience. We're with a guy who is terrible to us, and at the end of it, we're like, oh, it's because of me. We blame ourselves. We're like, oh shit, like my self-esteem was so low that I let him come in, when really, what if it's not that?
Here's the thing. She's saying like every man is trash, right? Okay, but it's who she picks the men. She's the one picking these men. So whose fault? So it is your fault. Okay, she is, and like here's the thing. There's probably, I'm assuming she has an OnlyFans and a Instagram and whatever. There's probably 50 guys in her inbox who heart react every pic, you know, you know, compliment her every day, send her a DM, good morning, queen or princess, whatever. Okay, but she doesn't want to date one of those guys. Obviously, those guys are simps, but you know, they're probably nice. No, she wants to date the guy who is an alcoholic, has a drug problem. She wants to date the guy who is has a history of abusing women. She wants the guy. She wants the bad boy. So she's purposely dating guys who treat her like shit. Now, because remember, um, women have options. Okay, so, and I'm talking just like your average woman has options. Like your average, like 4 out of 10 woman has options. Okay, So she's like a five. She's not that attractive, but like she's like a five. Okay, so she probably has, let's just guess, on the low end, 20 options. But she seems to always pick the worst one. That's why she thinks every guy's bad. No, every guy you pick is bad.
At all. Like, what if you really were just like this beautiful woman who had it all together, and this one man just tricked you into thinking he loved you so much, and then when he finally got you, then he like flipped it. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's more the story, and then as women, we're just taught to blame ourselves.
And this is a typical classic woman: accountability, accountability, accountability. I can't talk. Accountability. I just ate some really spicy food, and my mouth hurts. Okay, so anyway, um, but notice none of this is her fault. All these bad, she's had so many bad relationships. She thinks every man is bad. Okay, I mean that's all I have to say on that.
And I feel like that's like true with almost everything. And oh, it's so upsetting. But broke men. If you don't know me, I'm a stripper, so I have a lot of experience with this.
So I wonder why she can't find a good man. Well, because a good man, a man of any value, doesn't want to date a stripper. That's just how it is. And just your typical average dude, like a dude with some self esteem, just your average guy, does not want to date a woman that is dancing on other guys' laps for a job. Okay, so guess what kind of guy you are gonna get? The crappy guy, the guy that treats you like shit. But even though she is a stripper, I bet you she still has options of nice guys that would treat her nice. But anyway, let's continue.
Um, Broke men are broken. Like, a man's internally, he feels the need to provide. So if a man cannot like pay for your dinner, if he feels like he can't like pay for your rent, like he's gonna be
Whoa, 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 whoa. Dinner's one thing. Did you hear? She said rent. What? Delusional. Well, delusional.
an asshole and like say that you want a sugar daddy and all that. But no, you just really want someone who's bringing something to the table because
Bringing something to the table and like paying your rent is. What are you talking about? The delusion this woman has. Last time I checked, in which that's just me saying something. Um, when people date, when like a man and a woman date, I did not know that the normal thing to do was the man was supposed to pay the woman's rent. That that is ludicrous. That is insane. This is a person out of touch. Okay? No.
every man that like I have been with has
Three
taken
hundreds.
from me more than he has given.
Every man that she has been with has taken more than she has given. One, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. I just don't. I just don't.
I had like the worst shit happen to me last 3 weeks ago. I want to talk about it, but also I don't feel ready to. So
You,
I
you need attention.
won't.
You're going to talk about it.
But ever since then, it was like, wow, men will really tell you how much they love you, how much they want you, act like you're the greatest thing.
No, just the men you pick. Once again, I've been friends, I've dated, I've known, I've interacted with dozens, hundreds of women throughout my life. Okay? This is you. I all the women I've known have never told a story about the only thing, every man just lies. Every man no. It's once again, it's just you.
And then they'll rape you and leave you pregnant, and then you'll have to get an abortion.
Yeah, I don't believe one word she's saying. I don't believe one word she's saying. You know, once again, if this is true, wouldn't she go to the cops instead of saying it on a YouTube video? I don't believe a word she's saying. But okay.
So, anyways, I'm seeing other videos too, and like I'm constantly listening to podcasts. Like I'm constantly trying to figure out what's going on in the world, and I think
Doing
since I'm
dances.
actually out in the world talking to real men, I think I have a pretty valuable viewpoint that other people can benefit from. There's also this narrative of women being over sexualized, and it's like other women will come on to the internet and be like, oh, fuck you, hypersexuality in music, hypersexuality. And it's like, you cannot blame people for conforming just so it better meets their needs. Like, over sexualizing yourself is if you do it in the right way to get what you want, I don't think other women should judge women for that. Like, we're
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a whore, be a whore. And she is your leader. She is the Pied Piper of whores. She's going to show you. She's going to teach you how to be a whore, and you should listen to her because apparently she has a great track record of men. Her life is great because every guy she has been with has taken more from her than she's given, has been abusive, lied to her. So of course you should take advice from her.
we're all in the same world, and I just don't think it's right. Like, somebody like Ice Spice, right, who's known for shaking her ass, she has changed her whole life because of that. Her whole fucking life. And for
Ice Spice is a industry plant. I think she's a bad example, and also Ice Spice is not good looking. She's not sexy, and this term over sexualized. That is a weird term because you have feminists right now who say sex work is real work and they encourage women to get an OnlyFans. They encourage women to use their bodies to make money from men. And then those same women will complain if like there's a video game character that's female but is attractive. So it doesn't make sense, and it's just a catchphrase that people like her, feminists, just like to throw around as like a talking point. But when I hear it, it goes in one ear and out the other because it doesn't mean anything. You know, like there really is no such thing as over sexualized or under sexualized because if you think about it, it's really based on the recipient. So it's like, let's say she's trying to be sexy, and I don't find her attractive. There's nothing sexualized about it. So I don't know. It's it's something people say who are trying to make a point that they can't make, but I don't know. Whatever.
other women to just like come on and judge somebody like that, or judge anybody who's using their sexuality to create a better life for themselves when we live in this world, like, you need to look at yourself.
What does that
um
mean?
Another interesting point too, I have found, and this is also on broke men. So broke men, like, usually they're 20s, right? Sometimes like early 30s. Men who are late 30s, early 40s treat me so much better. Now the really old ones, I can't deal with them. I cannot deal with that. Get away from me. But the men who where there's like because I'm 23, I'm very young.
She's 23. She looks 30, 32. She looks 30s. So that's so that right there shows life is rough. Okay? She does not look 23. But okay. She could be lying about her age.
young, but I've been through a lot, so I'm mature. They've been saying that since I was 16.
Yeah, okay.
We won't get into that, but
Yeah, sure.
um, they treat you so much better, and I do think it's a generational thing. And while like the whole like housewife thing is just really toxic, and we as women
How is the housewife thing toxic? What is toxic about being a housewife? What is what is toxic about being married? Uh, this this woman is coming from a really bad place. She obviously comes from a broken home. Okay, being a there's nothing wrong with being a housewife or house husband. There's you want one of the parents to stay home and raise the kid. You want one parent like that is the ideal situation. Is to have it's usually the mom, but is to have one parent who stays home with the kids, and then the other parent goes out and work. And it's usually the housewife, and that's how it's been going on for generations. And it seems to work. And then you notice that lately we've been trying to push back against it, and then like look what's going on with society right now. So society sucks right now, and one of the reasons why is that people like this have been brainwashed to go against the nuclear family. Now, obviously, she came from a broken home. She's a stripper and thinks being a housewife is toxic. Okay.
have worked so hard to be able to work normal jobs. And let me backtrack right here before you judge me for saying that I'm a stripper. I do have a college degree. I have worked for good companies. It just in today's economy.
I don't believe a word of that. I don't believe that she's worked for big companies. Okay. Now, unless you mean like McDonald's, technically that's a big company, but I don't think she's worked for big companies because any woman with a college degree who has the right state of mind, you rather work a 9 to 5 than be a stripper or work in the sex industry. Okay. So she is broken mentally. Don't take advice from her.
It just wasn't getting me by, so it was like the fuck. Like I'm either gonna conform or I'm gonna struggle. But yeah, the
Or
older
change
men
the way
treat
you
you so
live.
much better,
Get a smaller
and the
place.
new ones, it's like they act like they're the prize. They don't know what the fuck to do with you, like, and and they sell you a dream, then they leave, and then they don't even want to wear a condom. It just
That's who you date. That's who you attract. I mean, that's she makes her own problems, but is blaming everyone else. Like she has to be a stripper because she couldn't afford the cost of living, which means you like get a cheaper car, you get a smaller apartment, or you get a roommate, or I don't know, live with your parents' house. Like there's other, or stop ordering DoorDash every day. Okay, but no, so you rather be a stripper so you can live in a bigger place? No, it just it makes no sense.
but yeah, I think it's so much better to be alone. Like, why the fuck do I need to go date people? Like,
Sounds like cope. This is a lot of cope because apparently she's dated a lot of people because every man sucks, and so now she's saying, "Why do I need people?" No, you need to learn how to pick better people, but first you got to fix yourself and take some accountability.
it's just it's not enjoyable for me. Like, I have my vibrator, I have my dog, I have
And I bet you she takes turns between the vibrator and the dog. She probably uses the dog 4 days a week, vibrator three. That's what I bet.
my beautiful apartment, which I love, that I've spent like the last few weeks since bleeding out my baby, decorating, and it's been a great time. Like, they're useless other than the money part and like sometimes the emotional support part, and I love hugs, but like, why? Like, I have so many girlfriends and we all go through the same shit.
Yeah, you're all damaged goods. You all hang out together. You all probably give each other advice to keep each other single. and to keep picking the same shitty guys. It's a bunch of most likely strippers, sex workers, all hanging out together, all probably probably all of them trying to date the same guy, giving each other horrible advice.
Like it's just I don't know. Especially the beautiful women. Like those are the ones that get it the worst. That's
Okay.
all I have to say. That was my little rant for today. I guess that was like three top. Oh, let me add one more thing
Oh, go
actually that
ahead.
happened yesterday. So I was talking to this one guy who was probably like late 20s, very attractive man, came to the strip club, did not have any money. And how do you know when a man has money? You don't. But you know if they're gonna give it to you or not because that's what they lead with. You sit down, they're already handing you shit. Like if they're not handing you shit, you're not gonna get anything. And it's like pointless to even try. Like you wanna go where you're appreciated. At this point, I don't really care what a man looks like. Like it's not hard for me to be attracted to somebody as long as they know how to touch me.
There's a 304. Wow.
It's really not that hard. So if
Obviously.
I can get a man who will treat me better than any other one, then why would I care what he looks like? But the attractive ones are usually the brokest. Like you want to go for their friend. Anytime you see an attractive man, don't go for him. Go for the friend. But he told me because we were talking. He was
See, her worldview of men is from a stripper's point of view. You can't take her advice on anything. I mean, I it blows my mind.
like, "Oh yeah, like how long have you been doing this?" And I was like, "Since October, so like, what is that? 8 months." And oh shit. I posted a little TikTok stitch. I've never done a stitch before and people are like I'm getting notifications. It's making me kind of nervous. I don't know if they're hating or they're appreciating. Whatever. All press is good press. But yeah, and I was like, "Oh, like I have like 15 more years left." And he was like, "No, you have 4 more years left."
Okay, so supposedly she's 23 and she says she has 15 more years left in the tank to be a stripper. How much does she hate her parents? How old was she when her dad left? You know? Give me a break. Give me a break.
You're not going to look like this in 4 years. Excuse me? I know this beautiful dancer who's like 38, gorgeous.
Okay, if that's true, the guy's right though because she looks 30s now. If she's 23, okay, but she looks like she's mid 30s right now. Okay, so yeah, I can't see her. I mean, unless the strip club is one of those like gag strip clubs where like they got like the ugly chick in there, but look at her. I mean, like really look at her. She's she's average at best. I mean, and it's all downhill from here. Remember, like she peaked at 19. Okay, so okay,
Gorgeous. And she did have like some work done on her face, but beautiful. So who are you to tell me that I can't keep using men for another 15 years? Like,
because you probably
no. Like
can't.
once
The
I get
wall's coming
started, I will
soon.
never stop. But that is a broken man. And I do think too that sometimes men just want to be women. Like there was another man who came in yesterday and he was trying to tell me about how he just had all this potential and all these dreams and that basically he just needed me. He was trying to run an OnlyFans and profit off of women for himself. Like the fuck, you're not the pimp. I am.
No, you're the chick being passed around, and who can't find a good man because you're not a good person. You're a garden tool. Look at this face. She thinks she has 15 more years to use men. The wall has already approached her and she's about to start hitting it over and over. Okay, she probably has 3 years left before it gets really hard to find men to take advantage of. Okay.
I don't know. It's just, it's so interesting. I love human
Oh,
psychology.
I'm sure you do.
But those are my thoughts. I hope you feel
I
smarter.
don't.
Um, I wouldn't say I feel smarter, but I'm definitely happy in my beautiful apartment.
Sounds like cope. Sounds like a bunch of cope. Why not get a smaller apartment, quit the stripper job, and go back to your corporate job? I think I think that would be the best choice because like the soulless eyes, the horrible background, it's not doing you any good.
By myself with nobody's son giving me a headache or a baby.
Oh yeah, God
How's my
forbid.
week?
God forbid. Horrible woman. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so don't take her advice, okay? Anyway, that was the LOLcow love today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one. Peace.